Hey, jeez Louise. This is Stephen Platinum, your friend in wrestling with Platinum versus Impact. This is from July 22nd, 2021. I actually caught a lot of Before the Impact, the show that happens before Impact, and they showed what happened when they went off the air with Slammiversary, where Jay White was confronting the Good Brothers and Kenny Omega. Jay White, of course, the leader of the Bullet Club currently, which Omega and the Good Brothers used to be members of in Japan. And then Finjuice came to the ring and shenanigans happened and the Elite left. And then Jay White dropped one of Finjuice with his move. So that's what happened on Before the Impact. For those who are wondering what happened, it seemed like Slammiversary went off the air too soon, but no, it's just because they wanted that footage to hook and drag people to watch more stuff in their social media. Maybe not the best way to do it, if I'm being honest, but it's a tactic. We start the show. It's D'Lo Brown and Matt Striker. As long as D'Lo's there, I'm okay. Matt Striker and Josh Matthews are honestly kind of interchangeable to me and not as good as D'Lo. My opinion, of course. We start things off with X Division action. I think it's a really good move. When you have fans there, you can definitely hear who people are feeling. And they are feeling Chris Bay, as they should. He's frickin' great. And I think Raju's a good opponent for him. And Shira, of course, is at ringside. Chris Bay hits the Art of Finesse and gets the pin. Fantastic way to open. Fantastic way to have impacts with crowds there. Really great. Jay White greets Chris Bay in the back and kind of makes overtures about inviting him to join Le Bullet Club. Backstage, Gia Miller was joined by Kenny Omega's room and wants to get a comment from him. Instead of getting Omega, she gets Don Callis. Callis informs Miller that Omega suffered some major damage coming out of that brutal battle, which is nice to put that over. And then asks about Jay White. Callis was not informed White was coming to Impact. And he's not happy with how Impact handles business with outsiders. And if White or anyone else wants a future title shot, they have to go through him first. Mickie James is coming down to the ring and wants to basically formally invite Deonna Purrazzo, which happened on Slammiversary, but it ended up with the scuttlebutt and Mickie James kicking Deonna Purrazzo. This time, she comes out. Gail Kim calms things down between the two. Mickie James makes the formal invite, sticks her hand out. Purrazzo shakes her hand. Good stuff, great segment. I've become quite a fan of Deonna Purrazzo as of late. We see a vignette from a star who calls themselves the Drama King. And then we have a 6-person mixed tag, Brian Myers, Sam Beal, and Tennille Dashwood, against Jake Something, Matt Cardona, and his lady Chelsea Green. It's actually pretty good. I enjoyed the mixed tag at Slammiversary, and I enjoyed the chemistry between Chelsea Green and Matt Cardona here. At the end, Chelsea Green manages to get the pin for her team. Parking lot brawl, Eddie Edwards against W. Morrissey. It was brutal. It was violent. And at the end of the day, Edwards whips out 2 kendo sticks and goes to town. Morrissey escapes the beatdown and retreats out of the frame. Bloody Edwards standing tall with the fans chanting his name. I guess you could say that he won? I don't know. Not an official thing, and if that's how they're going to give Morrissey his first loss, I think that's a good way to do it, because it just felt like an unfinished fight. Backstage, Gia Miller catches up with Brian Myers, Tennille Dashwood, Sam Beal, with Caleb with a K after their big loss. Myers, who's on the shtick of teaching people, because Sam Beal's his young boy, right? He's got a lot to teach Dashwood. Dashwood retracts and says she isn't going to be his tag partner anymore and has taken 2 back-to-back losses with him. Now Myers needs to find a partner and fast. Beal has an idea of who he could ask. Intrigue. And then Switchblade's going to come out. Switchblade is Jay White. He talk. He's created a new era in the Bullet Club. He's going to decline an offer for them to rejoin the club again. Here comes the Elites. They talk back and forth, kind of insult each other. Says the Good Brothers sold out and wish they could be as good as White is, and that he has a victory over Kenny Omega. Good Brothers come in to beat him down. Chris Bay answers the call. Cool. Josh Alexander, who's done a great job with the X Division Championship. He won the Ultimate X match at Slammiversary. He also won a Iron Man match. So pretty fantastic. Kenny Omega interrupts, happens to come out while Alexander's talking. Because Josh Alexander had just said he wants to be the next face of Impact. Kenny Omega interrupts and asks if he had just heard him correctly. Alexander said he did. And Omega walks off. Again, intriguing matches with Kenny Omega as the champ. It really was a good move. People complain about it. They shouldn't. I think it's very intriguing. The Good Brothers are upset that Chris Bay came to Jay White's side moments ago, and of course they've challenged them to a tag match next week. Building up next week's show, good stuff. Ace Austin and Madman Fulton against FinJuice. Of course, at the end of the day, you kind of knew FinJuice was going to win this one, and so they did. Austin and Fulton, though, beat down on FinJuice afterwards. All of a sudden, FinJuice grabs Austin and puts him in the electric chair position, but Raju and Shira run in to help Austin and Fulton. Austin hits the fold on FinJuice, but then Shira and Fulton stare each other down with viciousness. Intrigue. Rich Swann and Willie Mack want a match with Violent by Design. But Violent by Design makes a surprise visit in a cool little production thing here of them like torturing them or attacking them, and we can't really see what's going on. Eric Young looks very scary and says, yeah, we'll meet you next week. Good job promoting next week's show. Impact back in the groove. This is one of the best shows they've done in a while. We're not done yet, though. Gio Miller finds Moose heading to Scott D'Amore's office. The long and short of it is he wants a rematch. Sabin comes up and says, yeah, we'll have that rematch. What a show we're going to have for Impact next week. And then the main event is the Knockouts Tag Team Championship. Havoc and Rosemary, who were the new champs, in their first defense against the former champs, Fire and Flava. Since Kiera Hogan is not going to be an Impact anymore, and that got out, it's not hard to guess who won. And they won in definitive fashion. Havoc and Rosemary really dominated, hit their double team finisher, and beat Fire and Flav. Great show for Impact coming out of Slammiversary. It's really full steam ahead, and I think they booked the entire card for next week. So great stuff and a good job, Impact.